All right, you guys are doing some pretty cool research this summer. So, can you take me through this project to study air quality and tell me who's involved? Because there's a lot of agencies working together here, correct?
Yeah, correct. There's a lot of agencies involved, and as I said, I'm from NOAA, so National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and we're the lead on this project using the NASA DC-8 aircraft flying over the largest cities in the US to look at air quality. And we're doing this together with a lot of partners. The main partner here is NASA itself. They have also two other aircraft that are involved here, and then National Science Foundation is involved, EPA, NIST, and others. So this is a really large project.
How do you study air quality? You said fly through. How does this work exactly?
Yeah, if you want to study the air, the best way to do it is to fly through it. So we pack a lot of instrumentation on a research aircraft, replace the windows on the aircraft to have inlets where we can suck in the air into the aircraft, into our instruments, and analyze them while we're flying. So that's the best way to study air quality.
So, are there different types of air quality that you're studying?
Yeah, so our main goal is to look at urban air quality. So that's where most people live, but of course we've all experienced the fires recently. So if there's smoke coming to the city, we're also very interested in that. But it's really the air quality trends over the past decade that is really the motivator for this study here.
Okay, so tell me about the cities that you're studying. Are you flying all over the US or just focus on big cities? Where are the trouble spots?
Yeah, we are focusing on the big cities. So over the past decades, air quality has been improving, and especially in the big cities, except that it's really flattened out over the past 10 years. So the time when I grew up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, air quality really was much worse, and it's gotten so much better over the years by improving specifically cars and industries and so on. And we found that over the past 10 years, the progress really has slowed down, and it's not getting that much better anymore as it used to be. So we found recently over the last few years that now that cars are so clean, there's other players involved that keep the air quality from improving that much. So we call these emission sources volatile chemical products. So everything that you use in your daily life, your personal care products, the cleaning products, cooking emissions, prints, inks, all these kinds of things, these products are made to evaporate. Right? If you clean your windows with any product, all of it evaporates. If you put gasoline in your car, it gets burned very, very efficiently. So the amount of products that we use is much, much smaller than the amount of gasoline, but since everything evaporates, those make actually a large difference. That is potentially one of the reasons why air quality hasn't been improving much. So this is one of the topics that we study here.
Okay, and obviously, I'm guessing climate change is a huge factor as well. I mean, you mentioned the wildfires. It kind of feels like the world is on fire right now, and it's a little scary. So, what role has that played, and has that gotten worse in the past 10 years?
So especially on those heat effects that you see in urban areas, on those days when you have when it's really hot, usually the air quality is very bad as well. So those two things come together. To have bad air quality, you need a lot of sunlight and stagnating weather events. So that comes together with heat waves. So air quality is usually bad on those as well, and those are definitely increasing as well over the years. And in addition, you mentioned fires. If you hear on the East Coast in the US, there's been smoke basically the whole summer.
So, what are the dangers to having poor air quality for long periods of time?
So there's still about 100,000 to 200,000 premature deaths due to poor air quality in the US alone every year. This is much higher than any natural disaster like fire, storms or so. So that is something we still need to improve. We really have to get this better over the years. So I think that's the underlying motivation for any air quality study.
once you have all this data, first of all, how long is this study lasting? And then what are you going to do with this data once you have it?
Yeah, so the study is basically about 2 months in total. We are studying the largest cities in the US where the most people live: New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and we also look at Toronto. So we'll be flying around these cities for about 2 months, and then data analysis will be years, many, many years. So this is, as I said, one of the largest air quality studies in these urban areas ever conducted. So these data will be important for years to come. And I have to mention one other important aspect. NASA recently has launched a new satellite. It's called the Tempo satellite, and the satellite will provide geostationary data of air quality, starting here shortly for everybody. And this data that we are collecting here will be used to evaluate this new satellite and also show what we can do with this new type of data, where we really get hourly air quality data over the whole country from now on out.
Well, thank you so much, Carsten. I appreciate your time and good luck with this. Do you get to go on the plane yourself?
Yes. It's actually a pretty rough
Awesome.
flying because you fly very low over a city, so it's very bumpy and it's very hot in the plane. So it's not
Oh,
easy.
really?
We're
What are
flying.
the planes being used? Are you utilizing like hurricane hunters or anything?
We often do that. In this project, we use a NASA aircraft that we rent from NASA. But so this is much larger than a Hurricane Hunter aircraft. For example, we are flying up and down the Hudson River at 2,500 feet altitude, so right next to the skyscrapers. So that's pretty
Wow.
spectacular.
Is it going to be alarming to people in New York to see airplanes flying that low?
Yeah, but there's a lot of social media attention, especially Chicago. We flew very low. New York, it's all over social media that this large plane's flying that low over the city.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. While you're here, check out some other videos you just may like.